Podcasts on unctv.org are made possible through the financial contributions of viewers like you, who invite you to join them in supporting UNCTV.
Wellness for Warriors bring together individuals and organizations from the medical, academic, business, and health communities to provide holistic wellness support to U.S. military personnel, veterans, and their families. Program founder Diane Callan recently stopped by our studios to tell us more. Diane Callan, welcome to North Carolina Now.
Well, thank you for having me.
Now, you are the founder of Wellness for Warriors.
Yes.
Give our audience a little bit of background about the mission of your organization.
Wellness for Warriors is actually a meetup group. It's not a nonprofit. It is a meetup group to bring together civilians, medical, academic, businesses, and civilians together on behalf of our military families here throughout North Carolina. And it was started with my desire and my passion to serve those who serve. And I know that there's many people out there that would like to serve and are not quite sure how to serve. And this is a platform for just that.
And what are some of the services that you're offering through the organization?
Well, my focus has been on holistic, evidence-based practices that we know are working for wounded warriors around America. And many of the Wounded Warrior programs. And when I say holistic-based, evidence-based practices, it's also known as complementary alternative medicine. It is to complement maybe some of the doctors and medical community in that there's modalities that they can do themselves for really it's peace of mind. That's the mission.
Let's go back a little bit, especially in your efforts to form this organization. What were some of the things that perhaps you were seeing as you saw veterans coming out of war, out of service? What were some of the things that you were seeing?
Well, I'm married to a veteran of 27 years, and he just recently retired, actually about a couple of years ago now. And my dad was a veteran, and actually my husband's one of 5 that served various wars. It's generational. I absolutely am very grateful for my freedom, and I know that it costs many families their freedom with that. And in putting together the Wellness for Warriors, it is our way of serving. And these practices, some of the best, again, in the country, that empowers and helps these returning veterans, male and female. I want to make mention of that as well. There's a lot of preconceived notions or misunderstandings as to really how our military dynamics are at play here. And it really isn't just that service member, it's also the family members as well. And there's, this is kind of a way to put good use, put your hands to work, no idle hands. And I do encourage that, and we do it through wellness workshops. The programs that I have personally adopted and continue to work with the heads of these organizations is iRest. It's also known as sleeping yoga, Yoga Nidra, and they have many programs that they're doing throughout America now for our returning service members and veterans. There's also Yoga Warriors. And that was actually the first program that I adopted. And it's funny because people say, how and when did you start Wellness for Warriors? And I have to say, it found me, I didn't find it.
You're talking about Yoga Warriors.
Can you imagine that?
Talk about that a little bit more.
Can you imagine that? Yeah. Service members doing yoga. How do you put these two worlds together? And you do it when your husband comes home and says, I really enjoyed that class. It's one of the best things that's helped me so far. And I had said to him, what are you doing? And he not only went to this class once, he went twice, and the third time there was 15 veterans from 4 different wars waiting for the teacher to show up. That got my attention. So our move from the Boston area, if you haven't noticed, that's my accent, was 3 years ago, and this is really a lifestyle choice for us to get happier and healthier, and to find what we know works and to integrate our lifestyle with the medicines and being able to still be very productive citizens. And in doing so, we've discovered some wonderful things, and we are here to share that is essentially what happened.
One of the components of your organization is the Meetup group. How does that work?
That was actually by design, because I really did not want to create another nonprofit organization. I really wanted to engage the community and put these idle hands to work. Oftentimes it's the spouses, the people that are left behind when there's a deployment, and really my focus and my personal passion is for the spouse who is left at home during this deployment, especially if they're not on a base or near a base. They're actually in our community, but they're feeling very isolated. And my hope was to have it be public enough that if they were searching for something to do and they typed in military wives or, you know, military families, that they would come to this with the Wellness for Warriors. And they have done it by the hundreds.
Now, of course, if there's an organization or perhaps individuals that want to get involved with Wellness for Warriors, where can they go?
Go to the Meetup. At least start there. And do attend any of these events that we're able to put up and on. I work with the USO and the Red Cross to get back to that yoga warrior concept. When we had moved down here, we no longer had yoga warriors, and it was UNC TV that had called me. They found the work that I was doing on the Meetup group and asked if I would like to be funded. And I said, I'm not a nonprofit, but if there's something that we could do together, it would be to train yoga teachers in this particular style of yoga for PTSD and combat stress. So we put together a grant to train 20 of them. The grant was approved. It was this Emotional Life series. So actually, I'm here to thank you today for that phone call.
Well, you're welcome. Now, is there a website that folks can go and check you out?
Well, you know, with the Meetup group, I've designed it in a way that along the side you'll see a bunch of sponsors, and those are the groups that I know to be very dedicated to the mission of wellness and mental health issues, in that they will give that individual or that family the tools, and the goal is to share that. And my goal, when it gets to be too much sometimes, and it does, there's just so much going on, what the basis of all this is, and my true belief is, if you can obtain peace of mind, you are able to share that with your spouse, your family, the community, and the world. What better way? That right there is healing.
And of course, with all the veterans that we've had dealing with current wars, previous wars, there are civilians and folks out there who want to show their appreciation to veterans, but they feel like they're somewhat limited because they just don't know what to do. As someone who has developed a grassroots organization, what advice would you give them?
Well, you know, it's funny because I've had many people ask me, then what do you do if you're doing this for free, if it's your passion? How do you make money? Those are all technicalities to me. What I do and what I've realized is I support the nonprofits that have these proven programs in place. That is Yoga Warriors, it's iRest, it's HeartMath, which again is another program that allows these families to learn how to manage and de-stress. And most importantly, and well, not most importantly, they're all very important, but the most recent program is Transcendental Meditation for Warriors. The goal is in the next 2 years to train 10,000 veterans. The David Lynch Foundation is spearheading that effort, and it has been phenomenal.
Diane Callan, founder of Wellness for Warriors. Thank you so very much for the service that you're providing, and thank you for being on our program.
Thank you for having me.
The Wellness for Warriors program was featured in the PBS series This Emotional Life. More information on the series can be found online at pbs.org/This Emotional Life. Books from the series are also available. Contact UNC TV at 1-888-292-7070 or through the email form on our website.
Podcasts on unctv.org are made possible through the financial contributions of viewers like you, who invite you to join them in supporting UNC TV.